How much do virtual assistants make in the Philippines? I've been hiring people in the Philippines for 14 years. I've got a team of 23 full-time employees. I'm going to show you what I'm paying my team. Then I'm going to show you what people tell me I should be paying them. And then I'm going to show you profiles and what people are actually wanting to be paid. All right, so let's dive right in. This is what I pay my team. I cut out the names for confidentiality, but you can see this is the amount of payment for a full month, and you can see at the top there's some that are higher. The highest one there is $1,462, so $1,462. You see the lowest here is $289. Now that person that only got paid $289, they only reported 107 hours, so they didn't work full time for the whole month. If you look at what's most common, there's several that are in the 400s, some in the 500s, a lot that are in the 600s. Now some of these people have worked for me over a decade. In fact, one individual's worked for me for 13 and a half years. So you could probably imagine that they're the ones on the higher end of this scale. And then there's some people that I just hired this year. Okay, so I typically start people around 20,000 Filipino pesos. Now that will fluctuate with the US dollar. Let me show you where it's been in my history. So this chart here actually goes back to 2004. I started hiring people at the beginning of 2010. Okay, so looking at this chart, it's somewhere around 47 Filipino pesos equals $1. If you fast forward to today, it's 55.8 pesos for every dollar. So you can see the opportunity's actually gotten better. The exchange rate is more favorable for the USA. Now I've taught how much I hire people in the Philippines for, and I recommend, yes, start somewhere around $450 or $500 per month for a full-time employee. So 160 hours of work. And people hear that and they think it's crazy. Let me show you what people are saying to me. This person says, thank you for hiring people in the Philippines, but $400 is no longer enough for a family of three. He goes on, he says, you should at least pay them $530. So you can see my reply here. He says that for a family of three, $400 is no longer enough. And I reply and I said, yeah, you're probably right. It's not meant to be. This is a starting wage for somebody who only has a few years of experience. Next comment here, this person thinks you should increase their salaries because they're being taken advantage of. This person says $250 a month. I don't know where the $250 came from. That even seems low to me. But you'll see in a minute that a lot of people, that's what they ask for. So I've never paid that low, but a lot of people only ask for $250 per month. So this person here accuses me of outsourcing, that instead of hiring US people, I do Filipinos so that my own profit margins increase, if you could imagine that. And he or she says he's definitely not going to admit it, but by outsourcing, he ultimately devalues the worth and time and energy of his employees. Oh, and that it's pretty insulting to both Filipinos and potential US employees. This person says, I don't understand why outsourcing companies pay $400 for the same job that pays $3,000 in the USA. And he says, dude, I bet you're hiring college or university graduate work. But then he says that minimum pay, so like the minimum wage in the Philippines, is around 15,000 Filipino pesos, and I start at 22,000. So this person says, I didn't watch the whole video. It made me feel sick. My rent is already $400. Come here and see it for yourself. This one kind of pulled some heartstrings. It says, basically me. So this guy presents himself as savior for Filipinos, giving jobs, and he's enriched himself in the process. This person says, ouch, no benefits, no insurance, no money for retirement. $400 a month is not enough. Okay, listen to this guy. This guy's on my side. He says most of the people who comment that $400 a month is a slave wage should ask how much ordinary employees in a Philippine bank are paid at entry level. Most entry-level jobs start much lower than that, with very little prospects of becoming promoted unless you're able to jump to a different, higher paying job. He says, comment negatively if you want, but the benefits of working from home with a decent wage are huge for many Filipinos who would otherwise have to go overseas and leave their families behind. So that's actually been my experience and the report that I get back from the people that I hire, the thanks and praise that they give me for giving them such an opportunity. So all of those negative comments, it actually took me some time to comb through the comments I have to find those where this screenshot here, these are comments in a row saying, can I apply for your company? Hey, please count me in. Hey, are you still hiring video editors? Hey, I'm a resident in the USA, but I have a daughter in the Philippines. Can you hire her? This person says, hey, can I apply if I've had a stroke? This person says, I subscribe to you. This person says, I'd like to apply. This person says, I hope there's a job that would still fit. All right, so this is the website that I've used for the last 14 years to find people in the Philippines. Now, this is virtualassistanttool.com. And let's say I'm looking for a video editor. So what a search like this will do is it will search for the words video editor. I'm specifically looking for somebody who's put that in their title, not just virtual assistant, and they happen to list a whole bunch of things including video editor, but I love people who have put video editor in their title. So you can see here there's over 10,000 job seekers that have got their profile here. I'm gonna set this to 70. This is just a trust score because sometimes people create multiple profiles or they look less real, so I just filter that to 70. All right, so I played with the parameters a bit just to narrow down the number of searches, but this is real. I haven't seen these yet. I'm just gonna look at them for the first time. These are real profiles that are active. So this woman, she is asking, she's looking for part-time work, so 20 hours a week. She's asking 176 per month. This person 6 hours a day is asking 396 per month. This person 330 a month. This person full-time 160 hours a week is asking for 528. This person 6 hours a day is asking for 264. And by the way, I only hire people 8 hours a day. What I found is if you hire people for less, it means they have another job too, and they're usually splitting your time. And so as much as I train them, I'm training somebody that also works for another company. Now, if they work 8 hours a day for me and they want to get another job, more power to them. I mean, I support them in their needs. On my team, I've had one person that I know has done that. He's been open about it. He still works for me 8 hours a day. He's actually the team member that's been with me for 14 years. Okay, scrolling down the list, part-time. In fact, let me see if I can filter these just for full-time. When I changed that one filter, it reset on me, so I changed some of the parameters. These are not just video editors anymore, but these are people that are all looking for full-time if I did it right. So this person, 440 a month, 528. A lot of people are asking for 528 a month, 660 a month, 440 a month, 528, 396. Isn't this amazing? And I just picking somebody at random. Let's look at Alvin. Let's look at his profile. So he's got a high ID proof score. Every person in here has that verification. He's got a bachelor's degree. He was last active in here today, so he's actively looking for a job. He's been a member with a profile here for about 3.5 years. So what I love about this is I can find out what their goals are, what their skills are, what they're hoping for in terms of an income, and I can just message them. I hit contact right here. I can message them directly, and I can introduce myself to them and let them know about the opportunity, and they can reply to me if they're interested. So I've got two resources for you. If you're an American boss and you want to hire amazing people in the Philippines, the website you can go to is virtualassistanttool.com. Now, Filipinos can also go there as well. That's where you create a profile, but the resource that I have for you is you can go to va.school. Because I've been hiring people in the Philippines for 14 years now, I've put together a course that I want to help you get hired, help you get noticed, help you really polish your profile. You know what I look for in a profile, what will make you really stand out. Now, I have a lot of courses that I sell for American businesses, and the minimum I sell a course for is $500. I'm not charging that for you guys in the Philippines because I know you're looking for a job. Just go to va.school and you'll see what I'm talking about.